What would we do without our beloved Bravo? The reality TV mainstay kept us fed, and then some, through all of 2024, inspiring endless memes, countless water cooler moments, and forcing us to ask ourselves, is that a costume or is that fashion? While some shows are in better shape than others, R.I.P. Dubai, almost all of Bravo's offerings gave us gag-worthy moments, all while Watch What Happens Live, the most Bravo show of them all, celebrated a milestone 15th anniversary. So out of all of a whole year of Bravo moments, which rise to the top? What quotes are forever etched into the lexicon? Who will we remember as the best Bravo celebrities of the year? We're breaking down our biggest 24 Bravo moments of 2024, and unfortunately Dorit's flying saucer hat didn't quite make the cut. While not all of these moments were fan favorites, they certainly shaped the year in Bravo. At dead last, to no surprise, is the much-maligned pregnancy prank scene from The Real Housewives of New York. While Rebecca Minkoff and Erin Litchie's moment may have felt like a good idea at the time, it became the straw that broke the camel's back for this cast, and an exasperated audience as well. It will certainly go down in history as one of The Real Housewives' worst plotlines of all time. Unfortunately, the second season of The Real Housewives of Dubai landed with a thud, as dwindling ratings and audience engagement naturally led to the show being put on pause. While the second season wasn't horrible, sometimes being just fine is a worse fate. We will certainly miss seeing these women on our screens, though Chanel Ayan will already be back when The Traitors airs this January. One of Bravo's hidden gems is Southern Hospitality. A Southern Charm spinoff, the Vanderpump Rules style series follows a group of young workers at Leva Bonaparte's Republic Bar in Charleston, and last season's fourth wall-breaking finale offered one of the most memorable moments on the show so far. While The Real Housewives of Potomac was once one of Bravo's strongest offerings, Season 8 found the show at its lowest point, with a cast refusing to move forward with each other. What followed was a pretty abysmal reunion that, outside of revelations from Mia Thornton and her unconventional marriage, centered on irreparable damage to Giselle Bryant and Candiace Dillard Bassett's friendship. Still, this is Potomac after all, so there were plenty of lethal and memorable reads to go around. For the most part, Southern Charm remains one of Bravo's most consistent offerings, and the Season 9 cast trip to Jamaica was certainly not one to miss. Throwing a bunch of exes together on a trip is a tried-and-true blueprint to messy excellence, and it certainly works on the Charmers every single time. Season 13 of Rob was perfectly fine, and was followed up by a pretty solid reunion. Kyle Richards finally got grilled on her separation from Mauricio, Crystal Kung Minkoff and one-season housewife Anne-Marie Wiley at long last got to the root of their issues, and even Kathy Hilton made a surprise appearance. Not the best reunion they've had, but certainly not the worst. While there is plenty of room for improvement when it comes to the new Roni, there have still been some breakout moments in its second season, with none more moving than Erin Litchie's emotional conversation with her late father, Eliyahu Yitzhar. In the important episode, Litchie reveals that she had an abortion at 18, leading to a truly special conversation filled with unconditional love and understanding. Forget sprinter vans. Gondola rides may be the next iconic mode of transportation for housewives to fight in. During the cast trip to Mexico City on the latest season of The Real Housewives of Miami, the ladies outdid themselves as they fought and argued while on a boat. From Lisa Hochstein screaming, "I love animals," to Kiki Barth, Julia Lemagova having an emotional breakdown over the Island of the Dolls, and Gertie Abrera fighting seasickness, this scene was an immediate all-timer. No one does a reunion like Married to Medicine, and the Season 9 reunion that aired earlier this year did not disappoint. Season 9 itself found fan-favorite cast mate Quad Webb on the outs with the group, leaving her standing with her friends and on the show in question. Thankfully, the dramatic reunion finally saw some forward movement with her, Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, paving the way for her return in the show's current 10th season. While Season 8 of The Real Housewives of Potomac was certainly a low point for the typically phenomenal series, what saved it was that jaw-dropping finale. Mia and Gordon Thornton let the audience in on their marriage, warts and all, leaving no stone unturned, including their infidelity. It was truly shocking, and just enough of a jolt to shake the dynamics up for Season 9. Summer house reunions are typically an intense affair, but the season 7 episodes took this to a whole new level as West Wilson faced the wrath of the one and only Paige DeSorbo. West effectively gave her best friend Sierra Miller the runaround after they wrapped filming the season prior, and Paige let him have it, and then some. The renaissance of the Real Housewives of Orange County will be studied in history books. 18 years in, Bravo's first-ever Real Housewives city is truly better than ever, with a mix of true legends, Tamra Judge, Heather Dubrow, and Shannon Beater, sturdy mainstays, Emily Simpson and Gina Kirchenheiter have at long last found their footing, and genuinely exciting newbies, Jen Pedranti and Katie Janela, making for a perfect cast. Basically, the show is firing on all cylinders. In addition to a near-flawless season, the Season 18 reunion served as a perfect victory lap, with Beater and Alexis Bellino going head-to-head in one of the most thrilling exchanges ever to hit the reunion stage. If only we knew it was the end. Except we kind of did, didn't we? The Vanderpump Rules reunion was a wild affair, with the fourth wall completely gone as the entire reunion centered around the state of the show and how they could, or couldn't, move on from the zeitgeist-popping moment that was Scandoval. With the entire friend group already in a terrible place, the reunion ended with a truly upsetting moment, where the cast watched the last 15 minutes of the finale for the first time together. More on that later. Essentially throwing away any hope for these once-closed surveyors to ever come together again. These oranges are fresher than ever, and never was it more evident than in the Season 18 premiere. With Bellino back in the fold, the premiere had everything: tears, laughter, and amazing drama. If we didn't learn it from the pretty great Season 17, this premiere solidified it. The Real Housewives of Orange County are back. 15 years in television is no easy feat, and watch what happens live. With Andy Cohen celebrated this major milestone in style this summer. The entire month of June, the show brought back old guests, looked back on its rich history, and played shadier games than ever before. This all led to the official anniversary special, which featured an all-star lineup: Portia Williams, Phaedra Parks, Teresa Giudice, Sonia Morgan, Luann de Lesseps, and Jeff Lewis. Bravo royalty, indeed. Much has been made of the state of the Real Housewives of New Jersey and its fatally divided cast, yet last season was somehow still a stronger showing than much of Bravo's slate, even if half of the ladies of the Garden State refused to speak to each other. One of the strongest storylines out of the latest season? Danielle Cabral versus Jennifer Aydin. The once close friends found themselves at odds this year as Aydin came for Cabral's credibility as a businesswoman, leading to an earth-shattering physical altercation at Teresa Giudice's Tulum-themed backyard party. It got dirty, perhaps too dirty to come back from, but we'd be lying if we didn't admit it was one of the most thrilling reality TV moments of the year. Sometimes, it takes a newbie more than one season to hit their stride. While Jennifer Pedranti certainly had a solid first go in Season 17, the latest season made her a star, taking center stage as she went head-to-head with one of the greatest, Tamra Judge. Her lashing out at the RHC staple in London will go down in the Real Housewives history books, as years of pent-up feelings about Judge were released in one epic moment. A star is born indeed. It's so hard to say goodbye. When Vanderpump Rules was good, it was perfect, and quite possibly the best Bravo has ever had to offer. Yet all good things come to an end, and now that we know Bravo has decided to reboot the entire series, last season's finale officially stands as the show's series finale. It was clear then, and even clearer now, that there was no path forward for these former employees of Lisa Vanderpump. As the fourth wall comes crashing down in the finale's final moments, half of the cast laments over how Scandoval, which made them all the biggest reality stars in the world in a matter of seconds, has ruined their dynamic forever. With some maintaining grace for Ariana Madix and the boundaries she set for herself, and others criticizing her. None of it felt particularly good to watch, as the once fun mess became way too dark. Still, the show certainly went out on its own terms, shocking, wildly upsetting, and unforgettable. The full-time return of Mary Cosby to Ross Look will go down as one of Bravo's best decisions for many reasons, but her devastating vulnerability when it came to her son Robert Jr. remains one of the most unexpected surprises of the year. The raw moment sees her son revealing his struggles with addiction to her on camera, sending shockwaves throughout the Bravoverse. For all of the drama and theatrics of reality TV, what often goes unnoticed are the authentic moments of vulnerability you only get by following real lives. It's hard to think of another unscripted scene, Bravo or otherwise, quite as moving as this one. The scene we were all waiting for. After what one could argue was their best season yet, the finale of Summer House finally showed fans what they had been eager to see for months: the end of Carl Radke and Lindsay Hubbard's relationship. We knew through reporting that cameras had picked up when Carl called off his wedding with Lindsay, but nothing could have prepared us for the raw scene in the episode, and how the girls of the house subsequently rallied around Lindsay afterward. A truly unforgettably tragic ending to one of reality TV's most compelling stories of the year. While the ladies of RHC have got their groove back, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City have never lost theirs, following up a flawless fourth season with an even stronger fifth. While time will tell if they can stick the landing, the finale is set to air in January 2025. Rosalk is the only Housewives franchise this year that has truly felt like appointment television. While every episode could have made this list, we're sticking with Angie Katsaneva's Mob Wives Anniversary Party, where the snow hit the fan as Whitney Rose and Lisa Barlow came head-to-head, possibly irrevocably changing their dynamic. Barlow's reaction to Rose's allegations against her, calling her private security man, Sean, and telling him to go the distance on it, is immediate canon. Bravo indeed. Say what you want about the divided, but if this truly is the last time we see these ladies, at least they went out with bang. Almost entirely at Rails Steakhouse, a Real Housewives of New Jersey landmark, the finale centered around a final supper where the women came together, dressed in the most fabulous mob wives drag, and had one more classic, knockdown, drag-out dinner. The results are a thrilling scene where everyone is taken to task, as Melissa Gorga and Teresa get final jabs at each other one last time. The most thrilling moment, however, comes from one Margaret Josephs, who reveals in the final hour that her ex-bestie Jackie Goldschneider, now close with Giudice, had once conspired against the OG and her husband Louis Ruelas, flawlessly calling out the group's hypocrisy. Real Housewives of New Jersey may be on pause, but Margaret Joseph's yelling, "You subpoenaed the wrong bitch," will live on forever. Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything. How could our number one moment be anything else? The line heard around the world was delivered by none other than Heather Gay in the truly iconic Season 4 finale of Rosalk. As Monica Garcia, one of the best freshman Real Housewives to ever do it, was revealed to be behind Reality Vontees, a fan account dedicated to all things Rosalk and Jen Shah, all hell broke loose. Driving the core four, Heather, Meredith Marks, Whitney and Lisa, closer together, the demise of Monica was swift but epic as she took on the entire cast while on an island all her own. The episode was dramatic and entertaining, yes, but it more importantly served as a kind of postmodern moment for the Real Housewives, breaking the fourth wall in a way we had yet to see. These shows are about friend groups, yes, but they're also about the show, and finally with this groundbreaking episode, we saw just that.